and this will just sit until the slips start showing through. So here we go. Now you can see all the roots that have come out. Let me shake some. I'm trying not to break them. They have come out from this one, and how nice the slips have come out. So hello everyone, and welcome to the back garden yard. As those of you who know my channel know, I like to use rainwater when I can get it, and I'm going to start my sweet potatoes this year, and I'm going to use rainwater to soak them for 24 hours. So now we've got our sweet potatoes. We're going to soak them for 24 hours in the rainwater. You can see the difference in what the color looks like as I soak these. These are Asian white potatoes. I'm going to not grow the purple ones this year. Even though the color on the outside is purple, the inside of these is white. And then I'm going to also this year grow an American sweet potato, and let's look at it. And there it is. And I have eaten these, all of these so far, and they are totally delicious. Very, very nice. And so you really want to go ahead and have eaten out of the batch of sweet potatoes that you're planting, of course. And you want to get the nice size and shape. Don't plant the little scraggly ones or whatever. So this one's very, very oval, and this one here is kind of pointed on the end. And so I'm going to go ahead and plant two of these small ones just to make sure I get plenty of slips, and then one of these large American sweet potatoes. Okay folks, so we've got our sweet potatoes that have been soaking for a little over 24 hours. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bottom of a big rubber planter, and I'm going to cover it with this old cardboard, and we're just going to kind of line it with that. This will help to stabilize the soil, keep it a little more moist before it dries out. And we're still in the middle of winter. We've got a low tomorrow night of 21 degrees. So I won't be able to use my greenhouse to start these. I'm gonna have to put them on my seed starting mat, and that's why I don't want them to dry out. But anyway, then I've got this dirt here that has been, the reason it's on this tray is because I cooked it in the grill, and now it is sterilized, hopefully. And I'm gonna add some perlite and vermiculite to it to keep it a little lighter. And the vermiculite is going to actually increase the moisture holding, so once again they won't dry out. If you notice in this base here, there is no drain hole, so I don't want to get it too wet and drown the seedlings. Now what we're going to try to do is try to make potato slips, and we use those slips to grow out more slips, and then we'll plant them in the garden, and we'll also plant them in those totes that you see over there like I did last year. That worked really well because I have a lot of moles and voles and stuff that love to eat the sweet potatoes. The first thing I'm going to do is add the vermiculite and the perlite to the seed starting mix down here. So let's go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 scoops of the humus soil, and then I'm going to add 1 scoop of vermiculite, and I'm going to add 1 scoop of perlite. This perlite is the stuff you see in all the little pots you buy already started from the stores. And then we're going to mix it up good. Now, I did a whole video on seed starting, which I'll link at the end of this video, on how to make this seed starting mix. But for now, I think I've got enough. Now, this other soil, this lighter soil, is clay-based, and I'm going to use that at the bottom. This is actually the kind of garden soil they grow in, so I don't really need to make it light and fluffy. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a bunch of that to my potato starting place. And there we go. All right, so I want to go ahead and wet it down, and I like to use rainwater. So I'll go ahead and use first the rainwater that I soaked these sweet potatoes. Now, this is a regular American orange sweet potato, and these are Asian sweet potatoes, and they're white inside. This is orange inside. That's the difference. I'm using 2 of these just because I usually have a harder time getting the Asian one started. Okay, so now I'm going to take the potatoes out, and I'm going to literally just place them down into the mud I've created. And there we go. And now I'm going to cover them up with this other mix that I've made. And I'll spread that out some. I want to fill this completely to the top. And now, before it's completely full, I'm going to go ahead and wet this down. And now I'm going to go ahead and put more soil on top of this. And there we go. And now I'm going to sprinkle it one more time. So now you'll notice that it's completely moist all the way through, but it's not soaking wet, because you don't want to cause the potatoes to rot. What you want to do is keep them about 80 degrees, and since the greenhouse is not going to get 80 degrees, I'm going to carry them inside and put them on my seed starting mat, and that way they will stay nice and moist and warm, but they hopefully won't rot. Okay folks, I've got it inside on the seed starting mat. They're warming up, and I've got my lights out. Now until they start poking through, the lights are not necessary. I just wanted to show you how we'll use the lights later on once the slips start coming out. And so I've got my lights, I've got my mat, and this will just sit until the slips start showing through, and even then later on. Now you'll notice I never used any fertilizer on these, and the reason is the potatoes themselves have plenty of nutrients for those initial slips, so there's no need to put fertilizer in here. And if I did put fertilizer in here, what would happen is I would end up probably getting some type of algae or something growing on the moist soil for that long. So what I'm going to do is, of course, take the slips up once they come up, and then we will fertilize them. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because part 2 is going to show you when the slips come up. And in between, of course, I'm going to start my peppers and tomatoes, and I'm going to start them right here on this seed starting mat. I've got plenty of room left still to start a couple more trays of seeds, and so that's what I'll do. And of course, hopefully in February, then I can go ahead and get some of this out to the greenhouse, because of course I've got a lot more room in there to start things with. But anyway, make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because 2026 is going to be a great garden. And thank you for watching.